Hey guys, I'm gonna make a quick video on this Decut mini cut arrow saw. I've also seen it called like Mini Spot X or something, but got this from Lancaster Archery. I think they also have one on Three Rivers. I saw a lot of comments and people were saying that the instructions aren't very clear and they're asking for advice on how to assemble it. You're right. The instructions, when I first got it, I thought, I saw there weren't many parts. I was like, how hard could this possibly be? But I did run into a couple issues. The instructions don't really explain very much, but if you look really closely at these pictures, you'll see what you need to know. Like, for example, these little tiny screws, if you're planning to cut anything between 28 and 36, you need to pay attention to where those are. So it does explain it in the pictures, but it's not, it's very straightforward, or they don't make it easy. Anyway, so I have mine set up to cut the longest arrows between 26 and whatever 34, or 28 and 36, which I think is what most people will probably want to do. So yeah, so I'm gonna need, since I'm cutting those, I'll need all 4 of the segments. If you're only doing up to 28, you can only use 3 segments, and then if you're doing 18-inch arrows or 9-inch arrows, then you'll just need the 2 main components. So I'll flip this thing over here. So yeah, if you look on the instructions, so like when you unbox this, there'll be a little plate right here. So for the longest option, you need to remove that, as it shows right there. If you have 18 to 28, you're going to keep that there. But for the longest, you're going to remove it, and as it shows, just hold it together with the screws there. So this piece has 4 receiving holes, so these can be bolted in. And when I first put this together, I put this piece on backwards so that this little stand was over here. And then once I flipped that around, I realized that this is held together with these screws here. Again, not super obvious, but once you figure it out, it's pretty straightforward. Now, if you're going to cut, say, like you're doing a lot of swapping between something below 28 inches and then something above 28 inches, it might be a pain in the ass to use. It might be able to be configured to go between 26 and up, but if you're just cutting, like, say, anything above 28, which I think most people are, then it's actually super easy, and all you got to do is loosen this set screw here and adjust it. And I put it together and measured my arrow shaft front to back shaft, and it was exactly 31 inches, and that's exactly where this landed. So that was reassuring. And then you have this, you have this little tray here. This is where you put your arrow to cut, and then you can move this tray in and out with this knob here. But yeah, hopefully somebody found that helpful. I think it's a good value. It's nice and small and compact. So yeah, that's pretty much what I was looking for, just a basic arrow saw.